You know, the U.S. Open, I was having a pretty good summer, but I went in there really thinking if my game comes together, I can do this. You know, I can remember that match to a T, but you know, I'll never forget, you know, picking up that short backhand half volley that I actually hit almost as a full stroke. Don't ask me how I made that shot because the wind was actually on my back, but nevertheless, you know, I truly believe my career would have been far less without the confidence that I had in the equipment I chose to use, and bar none, to me, Head was the racket that consistently performed the best across the board and helped me win not just the U.S. Open, but the rest of them. Yeah, you know, they've been a great partner. They were never, they're always willing to explore making me better. So you really need somebody that says, I'm gonna have no pride of authorship. I'm gonna be a tool on your behalf. Tell me what you're looking for. Let me attempt to do this without any ego sort of associated. And then you build this partnership where the racket just kind of grows into what you really need to address the next phase of your development. And I always found Head to be a great partner in that respect. So I lived some precarious years, you know, trying to get the feeling I wanted, and then Head came around, and they were the first ones to say, I think we can do it and do it better. And they let me be a part of the process. We built a racket, which is an extension of your hand, and from the first day, I never looked back. I needed a sweet spot that allowed for margin, you know, so I needed a bigger sweet spot, and I needed a racket that if I changed my decision, the racket responded. I knew exactly what I was going to get, so the onus was on me. So if I hit a ball a certain way and that thing flew 6 inches long, I knew with the adjustment I'm making that thing's going to come forward. You know, some rackets can give you a lot of play and a lot of, you know, upside, but not some random inconsistencies that some players have games that can get around. My game was based on preciseness, so I needed every ball to feel the exact same way. Yeah, the racket got stronger, the racket got more powerful with more control, which allowed me to know instinctively when it left my racket what damage that shot was doing to my opponent, which gave me the opportunity to start moving into different positions on the court, which eventually morphed my game into the game that I had, which was every time I pushed you back, I sort of took over the center of the court. And you know, there were matches, if you ever watched when I was playing my best, where it almost looked like I was walking the balls, because I knew when it left my racket exactly what my opponent's options were. And that has to do with not just the weight of shot you're hitting, but knowing right when it leaves your racket exactly what that ball is going to do. Always looking for little ways to make the racket stronger, to make the racket absorb pace better as the pace picked up with the game. And there were inner materials that changed along the way. There was some tinkering of weight and balance. As I got stronger as an athlete, I could afford, you know, in tennis, to every average player, to every club player, to every professional. I mean, really the racket you want to use is the heaviest racket possible and the loosest tension possible, where the weight's not going to affect your fatigue or injury, and the looseness you can still control. You're looking for the most you can create to have the heaviest, loosest racket, because that's going to give you the biggest impact on the other side of the net. And so as I got stronger, I changed balances and, you know, made sure that it fit my ability to execute. Once the racket worked for me, having something that really was different felt like it, I don't know, felt like it was in harmony with my personality at the time, with my rebellion at the time. You know, it just, I liked it because it was an expression, and it's the greatest expression, because it's the only thing besides your mouth that you can talk with is your racket, you know. And I always felt like if it looked the part, first performed the part, but looked the part, then I was pretty happy with it.